Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the Summer Transfer Special on the Impossible Dream with Bala Town as we head from Season 14 into Season 15. And we have a lot of work to try and do this summer if we're going to try and kick on to the next level. I think we will really run close in the league. We haven't missed anything. We've come straight back from where we left off last episode at the end of season awards. Actually, last episode was the Wales special, wasn't it? But from Bala's point of view, if we have a look at what we have to work with, we've got 31 million. That might go up. I don't think we've got our budget yet for the new season. We have so much money we can still spend on wages. We're only spending 240 grand a week. We can see there almost 900,000 a week we can spend on wages. So that's not a problem. It's not, what the problem is? The problem that we actually have is the amount we can spend on a single player rather than what we can spend overall. But positions that we need to strengthen, we need a left back. There is absolutely no doubt about that. We need a left back. Norrington Davies is off this year. He's served his purpose, hasn't he? I wouldn't mind keeping him as a coach if we could manage that, but he's not really looking as though he's going to do that. But he's been a good player. I think in the end it was 2.4 million well spent for us. So he's going to be off, and we saw La Fuente. He is just not up to it at the European level. So we're going to have to try and get somebody in. We've got some youngsters that are good. Parry and Dewey Moore actually could be quite good as well. So at the league level, I think we're fine. But we need to improve at that top level. Could we do better for a goalkeeper? Potentially we could. We will look to upgrade a goalkeeper. And the other position I think I want to try and upgrade is Brett Brewerton. In that sort of that defensive midfielder position. I like Brett Brewerton. He's got good leadership and teamwork. I think he will be the club captain next season. I think we're going to make that change. But I think for the European games, we maybe need to look to upgrade that as well. Outside of that, I mean, it's just a general, if we don't get Freshy back, we'll need to probably get another striker in. Big Mac, I will never sell Big Mac, but he's not been fantastic recently in terms of goal scoring. But that's kind of what we're looking to do. We'll try, as I try and do every summer, we'll try and have a bit of a clean out of the excess players that we're not really using anymore. But it's going to be an exciting summer. I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, we have our budgets for the year. We have that's a bigger wage budget, isn't it? No, that's smaller wages, isn't it? Anyway, we've got 42.5 million to spend, but I'm looking at those wages, and that's gone down, has it not? It's gone down massively. That's a shame. And again, it's not something we're going to be able to spend in any case, but that has happened. And in terms on the transfer front, we have had initial bids come in. We signed Dan Robson under the Penis Initiative. It was before I actually got too generous with it, so we paid $7,000 for Barry Town with 50% of the next fee. Unfortunately for Barry Town, they're going to get screwed on this one because we're just trying to give him away at this point because he's not going to play anymore for us. He's at an age where he's unlikely to improve. And Dan Robson will hopefully be off, and it's the same old deal. Free. We'll pay the wages. Just go away. Okay, we have some end-of-season awards for the Welsh League. This guy's... I can never do the French names, but he is one player of the year. Bit of a shame, to be honest, but wasn't one of our guys. But he's, 30 games, 21 goals. He had a good year for Kevin Druid, so well done to him. Korea has been named the Young Player of the Year, one of our young, really promising midfielders, so that's good to see. His first season at the club, so congratulations to young Louis there. Well done, sir. I've won Manager of the Year. Have we ever not won Manager of the Year? That's the big question. Last year we didn't. But other than that, Scott Rusko won it. What's Scott Rusko up to? Should we try and get him back this summer, I wonder? Slight little side quest here. Let's see if we can get him back. No, he doesn't want to come back. Well, I guess we shouldn't have dressed him up in quite so many ballerina uniforms. And Evans is happy with that. And team of the season selections, it's just Damien Allmark yet again. Good to see Marcus Baker in there, one of our former players, of course. I don't recognise any other names there, so that's a bit of a shame. But we know that we don't usually get too many players in there because we rotate so heavily. Now, a quick update on the league itself. That has all now come to a conclusion. If we go and have a quick look, you can see there that it was New Saints that got through in extra time against Clonelly to get into the European leagues. We know that Aberystwyth Town go into the Europa League, which is... we'd probably rather they weren't in there, to be honest. But there we go. If we're going to have a look at who's coming up, we got Carnarvon Fawn coming back. They absolutely ran away with the league last season, so they're going to be coming back up, hopefully as a professional club. We'll check on that status in just, once everything sort of gets set for the new season. And it's Haverfordwest coming back up as well. They, again, were quite comfortable winners. So they look as though they're two relatively strong teams that are coming up for next season. But we'll wait and see exactly what they are like when they get there. But there we go. That is officially, I think, the league season's rounded off. So a very quick Europa League update. Liverpool did in the end go on and win the final. It looks as though it was a relatively even game, but it looks like they had the better players. So we were correct. The winner of our semi-final did indeed go on to win the Europa League. Would we have done the same thing? Well, we'll never know, will we? I'd like to think so. But Liverpool are Europa League champions. If you have a quick look at, if we go to the inbox here, we were the biggest overachievers. So I don't think that's really any surprise. And the top goal scorer, despite only coming into the competition in the knockout rounds, was Alexis Fomin. And what a Europa League campaign he had as well. Look at that, 7 goals in 6 starts and 2 substitute appearances. Wonderful stuff from Fomin. Okay, we have our first signing of the summer. It is a free transfer at the end of their contract. Milovan Ninkolin from Partizan Belgrade. It's going to be on 15.5 million. 15.5 million, that would bankrupt us. 15,500 a week. He's going to come in as a regular starter. Let's have a look at what we've signed here. He is basically the upgrade on Brett Brewerton. What I like about him, I'm hoping we'll be able to train him, but it should be fine. Really good in a tackle. I like the good off the ball, good positioning. I'm hoping that means he's going to, be a good defensive player, and then he's not too bad. Concentration, decisions, composure. I'm hoping he won't lose his head, but he's got a good bit of pace about him, good acceleration, so hopefully he'll be able to sort of stop any counterattacks. I'm hoping he'll just be a good, solid player for us. Got him on a free, as I said. He has been playing in Serbia for Partizan, and you can see improving more or less year on year as well. So hopefully he's going in the right direction, and he will prove to be a useful little pickup for us. So 15 grand a week is maybe a little bit too much. Okay, commercial summary time. We have everything's going in the right direction for the most part. So we have an extra 200 grand in a continental competition sponsor. We have. Well, that's pretty much an extra 300 grand of sponsorship. I mean, really, I'd like to have a little bit more, but compared to the rest of the league, it's quite a lot more. Corporate hospitality, 40 grand for the year. That really is, considering we're in Champions League, that really is quite low, isn't it? Match day commercial revenue is up a little bit. Broadcast revenues are up a little bit. Competition prize money's down a little bit. I'm assuming, even though we went to the semi-finals of the Europa League last season, of course, we got into the knockout rounds, the first knockout round of the Champions League, didn't we? So that's probably worth that extra bit of money. I still can't believe we sell 10 grand worth of shirts. 127 shirts sold. That is ridiculous. But anyway, the popular players are Tommy Williamson, who is still unhappy at the club. Holick, who is a wonder kid, hopefully will kick on. Bukley, Brewerton, and Freshy, who we're trying to get back. The problem with Freshy is that Chelsea want to keep him for next season. So that, that is a little bit of a problem. All right, a quick update of the rankings that have all sort of updated now. So the Welsh League itself, we've moved up 3 places to 18th. So we're down here. Below us right now is the Championship of England. So we really are starting to kick up these rankings in terms of sort of the league. And if we look at 14th there, 14th is a 3.5-star league. So we're not too far off bumping up another sort of half-star rating, which would be magnificent. If we're going to have a quick look here, European club rankings have been announced. We've moved up 3 places to 19th. So we're inside the top 20 now. Now we have 15 coefficient points to defend this year. Last season we got 19. Season before that we got 16. So we're going to have to get out of the group stage to be able to defend that. Now, what also may affect that is if we go and have a look at that's the homegrown players at the rise in the coefficients table. There is now, we know there's a second team in the qualifying round, so that's going to be Kefin Druids this year. We go from the second qualifying round to the third qualifying round. Now, I'm assuming that's going to take away coefficient points we would otherwise have got from playing in the second qualifying round, so it might make it a little bit more difficult again for us now to go and get, to get those, was it 15, I think I said, to defend. So, ideally, at this point, I think I'd rather just come in the first qualifying round and just rack up the coefficient points for walking over some teams. We do have, as a league, a place in the Europa League. Now, that's going to be Aberystwyth. Someone kindly corrected my pronunciation after the cup final. So that is a third qualifying round. So that they might get into the group stage then of the Euro 2. There's 2 teams in that. But of course, the team, Captain Druids, is going to have a chance to drop down, hopefully, into the Euro 2 places, so that the Welsh League as a whole and their coefficient points might just, if you have a look here at the club coefficient points, where's Wales? We are 13th. Look at us go. They might have a chance to help us sort of kick up again, and maybe look at the teams here that are catchable. You'd say Turkey, Belgium are catchable for us, Russia, Austria as well, and even Holland, 29 coefficient points. And what are we on right now? We are on 26, 23, which was us and which is Czech Republic. We're on 26. So they're all very catchable, especially if we have other teams sort of doing the job for us as well. And if we can get up into 9th, then I think we'd be looking at, so what's that, Austria? We'd be looking at automatic group stage, which would be magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. So yeah, the league itself is really, really kicking along, which is wonderful to see. And there's nothing I can do to make you change your mind. You want to leave. All right, well, look, I'm not going to stand in your way, mate. The fans are going to be devastated, and they're going to want to say goodbye. You know what? I've never done this before, but to hell with it. We're going to have your testimonial, mate. So some sad news to come back to, and that is that Ilian Apgareth has left the club. He refused to sign a new contract. He's 34 now. He's got his one Welsh cap that we gave him. There's no sign of him wanting to become a coach, which is kind of what I was hoping for. He wanted a new challenge. I don't know what that new challenge is going to be. I'm assuming it's not going to be related to football. But yeah, he was a surprisingly good player for us, wasn't he? Back in the early days when we signed him, best £500 I think we can agree that we've spent. But yeah, Ilian Apgareth has left. But there is going to be a testimonial which we haven't had before, so I'm looking forward to that. Other players that have been released, Norrington Davies has officially left us. Again, no sign of him wanting to be a coach, but we'll keep an eye on him and see what happens. And the other one is one of the youngsters, Cameron Banks. Just never quite was able to establish himself with us. I'm hoping he'll go off to another Welsh club now and yeah, make a home for himself there. But that is it. The window is opened again now, so it's July 1st. We'll be able to look to get some signings in. A couple of minor outs. I say a couple, just one. Paul Askew, the goalkeeper, he's left. We sold him for 125 grand off to Hearts. We signed him. Oh, it was a bit of an opportunistic signing. We never really used him, and we've added 100 grand to his value. So I think all in all, that's worked out fine for us. Another person that will be leaving very shortly is Tanis Kovic. He has agreed to go and sign with. Was he going to St Johnstone? So he's off to Scotland as well. So that he was back up. He didn't want to be back up. There wasn't too much we could do about that. So that's where we're at. Obviously, July 1st, now we can really start. We can go and try and get some players in on loan. We can look for new left back. Maybe a new centre back as well if Wan Mee's going to leave, which he wants to do. Yeah, so now I think things will really start happening. But yeah, a few stars of the team have left. Well, mate, welcome back again. I mean, you're pretty much a permanent fixture at the club at this point. You know what? You really should just sign permanently, mate. You know, on a free, preferably with low wages. Okay, we finally have a signing to announce, and it is, well, it's a returning Mateo Freshy. He is back for, I think it's the third season. We're paying 30 grand a month, 10 grand of his wages a week. We know what to get from Mateo Freshy, don't we? He was in wonderful form towards the end of last season. I'm hoping he's going to pick up where he left off. He's a good player for us. I'm really happy that we've got him back. Like I say, I've been doing some wheeling dealing, trying to. Everything's going a little bit wrong, to be honest. If we have a quick look, we can see here the big disappointment is Susnik. We've got unhappy Croatians. Susnik wants to go to Atletico Madrid. We've had a bid up to 40 million coming. I think Leeds came in for him, but he is unhappy. He has put in a transfer request. We're going to try and hold off, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it. I'm frantically searching, trying to find somebody to come in if we are going to lose him, but that's not particularly going well for me. And the other player that is unhappy right now is Pukland. He wanted to go to Swansea. I don't know why he'd want to go to Swansea. But we're trying to hang on to him. He's unhappy. He didn't put in a transfer request, though, so I'm more hopeful we'll be able to sort of hang on to him. If we have a quick look at transfers, a couple of official outings, and that is that Tanis Kovic has officially gone to St Johnstone, and Dan Robson has officially gone to Connors Quay. Both of those on free transfers. So there's not been too much happening that it looks like here, but trust me, we are frantically we're Harry Redknapping it with the very, very finest. Okay, we have another loan signing, and we have got ourselves, well, we've got ourselves a fullback, hopefully a decent left back. He's a Nigerian international, Amika Thompson. We've got him on loan from Juventus. You can see 12 grand a week plus 7k to top up the amount that they wanted. B- signing, this is what we've got. I'm hoping he can play with both feet. I'm hoping just a solid left back, to be honest. Good technique, decent tackling, good marking. Good vision, decent physically, just hopefully he can get forward. Just a good solid fullback. That's all I want him to be. He was on loan last season at Real Sociedad in La Liga, did okay. So there's no reason why he can't do well for us. Let's hope he does do well. And we have yet another loan signing. This is 3 of the 4, and it's a wonder kid, as you can see, an 18-year-old wonder kid from Manchester City, Alexander Di Maio. You can see there, a 3.5, 4-star player. B-, signing for the fans. You can see what we're paying him there, wages, used and unused. And let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got ourselves a striker / right winger. I think this guy could be quite special. Good dribbling, good finishing, good first touch, good off the ball movement. Physically, he's very, very quick. He's not the worst in the air either. He's got decent composure, decent determination. Passing is decent. I think he could be really, really good for us. I'm kind of working on. He has played once for Manchester City's first team. I'm kind of working on the premise of we've got Di Maio, we've got Freshy. Let's go to the squad and have a look here. We've got Di Maio, we've got Freshy, we've got Mackmeyer, and we've got Holick. So we've got 4 top quality strikers now. We can play 2 up top. We can play Freshy, dropping him in behind. I think we've got a really, really good couple of options. Now, you may notice a few players here that have come back for the, who is it? Gareth testimonial. So Wade has come back, as has Callum Connolly. He's come back for the testimonial. We also, obviously, Gareth has come back for his own testimonial. Reece Williams has come back for the testimonial. And also Billy Cameron, right back, who we had for a while there. He has also come back for the testimonial. And Ollie Denham as well. We've got another person here in on loan, but he's not going to be staying, I don't think. So that is that. We do need a goalkeeper. I am working on that. If I can get someone better than Thiel, then I'm not against actually selling him, though. I will only do that if and when we get somebody else in. Okay, we have our final loan signing done. Another wonder kid, Camilo Korea. We've loaned him from Manchester United. He's a goalkeeper. He is 18. You can see we're paying him just over £11,250 a week. Doesn't really sound right, does it? 6 grand a month, as well in a loan fee. He is potentially very, very good. Now, with Teniskovic leaving, we did need a second goalkeeper. I wanted to get in as good a goalkeeper as possible, so that if one of them got injured in Europe, we would still have another quality goalkeeper to come in. And this guy could be anything, really. So he's going to come in and share the duties with Thiel. He was at Preston last year in the Championship, did fine. So I'm hoping he'll come in this season and do a good job for us as well. Now, we have had a couple of exits as well. The first one is Yamaguchi. Now, he's still a good player. He's not WAGS qualified. We have better midfielders. He's one of these players that he needs to play to get better, and we're not really able to play him. So I was really, really happy with him. We've got £5 million for him. We got him on a free from Liverpool. You can see he played a little bit for us. He always played well. But ultimately, it's best for everybody that he moves on. And the other player that's left is Wan Mi. Now, we knew that he wanted to leave, and given that it looks as though he's developed well enough, we've just kind of moved past him. So he's gone off to Brentford. We got 1.4 million for him. I would have liked to get a little bit more. We could have got a little bit more for him a season or two ago. So maybe a little bit of poor planning there from me. But he was good for us. He played predominantly in Europe, more so than in the league. But he goes off to Brentford in the Championship, and I suspect, have I got him on the short list? I suspect that he will do a decent job over there because, he's a decent defender. We have breaking news this evening out of Bala Town as the club announced a £10 million signing of 20-year-old English defender Kane Beckett from Manchester City. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to Charles Hogan. And Charles, What can you tell us? Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, look, Aussie Villain is believed to be stoked to have got his man, as Beckett is considered to be a wonder kid, and Villain is also hopeful that he will partner Susnik in the centre of the Bala defence in next season's big European games. Okay, this is a big one. I'm really happy with this signing. £10 million from Manchester City, Kane Beckett. You can see a B- signing. They believe we're now overloaded with defenders. We're not overloaded with top quality defenders. We do have a lot of centre-backs, but of course a lot of those are the WAGs qualified ones. We're paying him 19 grand a week as an important player. You can see all the ins and outs of his contract. Now, to get this across the line, we did have to agree to a 10% sell-on fee. I don't like giving out that clause, but we were struggling to get it across the line just in the contract negotiations, but we have got there. Let's have a look at what we've signed, and I'm really happy with this. He's an absolute monster physically. He's got good positioning. Defensively, he's quite good. He's only young. He's a ball player as well, with passing and vision and good composure and concentration and all that kind of stuff. Good decision making. I'm really hopeful. He's right-footed. Susnik is left-footed. If we can somehow convince Susnik to stay at the club, Beckett and Susnik as a defensive duo in those big European games, I'm very excited about what that could mean for us. So Beckett is in. We can see he was on loan at Brentford last season, which is of course where we sent Wan Mi. So this guy is basically the Wan Mi replacement, but he'll move into the sort of the first choice, and Tony will kind of drop out and become third choice for those European games. So I'm excited by this one. Let's hope he comes off. Okay, we have another signing, and it is a left-back. It is Josip Jovicevic. We'll get better at that. £3 million. This is basically so I can just get rid of La Fuente. I can't deal with him anymore. I can't look at him. So £3 million. You can see he's a B-rated signing. Potentially could be a 4-star player. We're only paying him £3.5 grand a week. He's a squad player right now. You can see everybody else there. His progression through future playing seasons. Let's have a look at him. He's not very good in the air, but otherwise I think he's quite good. Good work rate, so he'll get up and down that left wing for us. He's left-footed, decent tackler, decent passer, decent marking. Heading's not the best. He's a fullback. We can deal with that. He's not too bad getting forward. I think he'll be okay. He's got good determination as well, so he should improve. We signed him from AEK in Sweden, and he's been playing there. He played well there. I mean, they're summer season, aren't they? So we sort of plucked him from there mid-season, so he's going to be in sort of mid-season fitness form as well. Like I say, he's a squad player right now. We'll see how he develops, but it will mean that La Fuente can be sold, and believe me, we are looking to sell. Okay, another departure to announce, and that is Robert Riola. He was a good player for us, there's no doubts about that. He was in the last year of his contract. He was kicking off because he wanted to leave, which means he probably wasn't going to sign a new contract. He's second choice to Firmino anyway now. And 7.5 million, is not a bad fee. So, again, he's one of these guys. We wish him well. He was a good player for us, but he just wasn't quite as good as Firmino. So he can go off and continue his career in Spain. Okay, guys, welcome back for pre-season. It's going to be a good season, I'm sure. And you will notice there are a few new faces around, which is nice. But one face that isn't here is Ewan Dixon. Now, of course, that's going to mean we need a new club captain, someone to lead us off and on the pitch as well. And that man is going to be, it's Brett Brewerton. Congratulations, mate. Lead us well. So there we go. We have had a change of a club captain. That is because Ewan Dixon out on loan to Shamrock Rovers for the year. He wanted to leave. He's not really playing for us anymore. He was still a good captain, but we've let him go. So hopefully he'll do well there. We might even be able to sell him on. He's still got a few years left on his contract. But the new captain is Mr. Brett Brewerton. The vice captain is Bala. Brewerton, you can see there, leadership of 16, teamwork of 17. He is the obvious candidate, the only real candidate. And Ballerini, where is he here? 14 and 14. He is the vice captain right now. You can see we've got a couple of other guys. The new man that's come into play in midfield could, in theory, in future become a vice captain or a captain. There's a few other guys there that are contenders, but yeah, Brett Brewerton was the obvious choice, and he is the new captain of Bala Town. Okay, we are at game day of the Champions League. Third qualifying round we're up to. We're going to be playing Astana yet again, because we always seem to play Astana. One other out, which I haven't mentioned yet, we did manage to get La Fuente out the door, which is fantastic. He was he did his best, didn't he? He wasn't great for us. We've only lost 100k on him for the year, so that's not too bad. He'll go off and have fun back in Spain. But well, there we go. That's what we've done. Can we go back, please? Here we go. So we spent 13.5 million. We've got back in 15.75. So we've made a profit in the transfer window. But it has come at a cost. If we look at the unhappiness of players here, for me, wanted to go to Barcelona. I didn't let him do that. Susnik, we know, wanted to leave to go to Atletico Madrid. I didn't let him do that. And Pulkin wanted to go to Swansea. I didn't let him do that. So they're all annoyed at us. The sale of La Fuente actually made the squad unhappy with the lack of depth at left back. We turned them around, saying we'll give the youngsters a go. We do have Dewey Moore and we do have Dean Parry, so we have two guys that I want to play in the league anyway. So that should be satisfy them. Tommy Williamson is both happy to stay and not happy to stay at the same time. So it's a little bit Schrodinger's Williamson, really. He doesn't know what he wants. So we'll still try and sell him if we can. Have we got an active bid for him? We do have an active bid for him. So we'll see what happens with him. But if he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. I feel like I've kind of moved past him. I just kind of had my thing going here ready for his departure anyway. So we've moved on. If he goes, he goes. Like I say, if he doesn't, then fair enough. We have a look at the hierarchy. Broughton is just right there, so hopefully he'll step up to a team leader as club captain. He needs to. We don't have as much support as I would like amongst sort of the top, or certainly the influential players, but there's no one actively opposes us, which is fine. We're just in a little bit of a tricky situation. I'm 50 years old now. In terms of I'm hoping once the window closes that players will be happy to stay. Now, I'm sort of aware of the time, so I don't want to waste too much time here. But let's have a quick look at the team that we have to start the season. I think strikers were looking quite good. We have Freshy. We know what he can do. We have Holick, a wonder kid. We have Di Maio, a wonder kid. We have Mackmeyer, he's our wonder kid. And we have Tommy Williamson, who may end up leaving us. Other options up front, if we go in here, Olmark and Isaac, and the rest there aren't really strikers, so that's fine. If we go back to have a look at the number 10s, actually we probably won't bother with that too much because it's the same sort of guys. Over on the left we have Firmine. We know he's a world-class player, well maybe not world-class, but certainly very good. How unhappy he'll be will sort of tell how what we get out of him. Options that can play out here, obviously with the sale of Riola, we're a little bit thin, but we have Korea, we have Pukland, who can all play out here. We have Holick, who can play out here, he's left-footed as well. And of course, Sean Davis, who has never really let us down when he plays out there. And there's also the other youngster, Lewis James, as well. Over on the right, Pukland can play out here. We've just seen a number of these guys. Holick. Jazabowski is the young hope. So we'll try and give him some game time in the league. Obviously, the league could be tougher this year. There's a few more professional teams, and I'll go through that more next episode. We have Di Maio, who can play out here, and Smith as well, Gareth Smith, who is one of the youngsters. If we go back a little bit further in midfield, Juan Arias, who we've had a big bid come in from Lyon, but he's still here. Nicolin, one of the new boys. We have Korea, who we've just seen. Pukland, who we've seen already. Sam York, who is a very, very good player. Wags qualified as well, of course. Bukley, who is a star. We've already seen Nicolin, so let's get rid of that and see if we can get some more of the younger players pop up in here. Brewerton, who is, of course, club captain, and so he'll have a big role to play. We know Denny Garmy's been an absolute star. No one came in for him. I was a little bit surprised by that this summer. Sam Evans, who can play in here as well as John Davis. And there is one other player I just want to point out, and that is Gary Turpey, one of the youngsters that we've had renamed after a Patreon. We've caught him into the senior squad. It reminds me a lot of Bukley. So we'll try and give him some game time, and hopefully he'll kick on as well. So that's our midfielders. If we have a look at the defence, it could be a real strength of ours if everybody stays. So Kane Beckett, Gurke, who we know is a good, solid defender. KDH, who is a good, solid defender as well, certainly at league level. Savage, who is a youngster who we might even look to send out on loan. Susnik, who's a star. We just need him to stay and be happy. Tony, we know all about. And Ben Evans is the other main guy in defence. Left back, we have the new guy, Javasevic, who is fine. We have the guy in on loan from Juventus, who is the main guy, I think, for this year. Beckett can play over here, though he's right-footed and a centre-back, so probably not. Dean Parry's one of the youngsters we'll look to give game time to, and the other one is Dewey Moore, who is actually wanted by a few of the Welsh clubs on loan, but I don't want to send him away because we need two for Wags, basically. Ballerini, we have two really good right-backs in Ballerini and Noster as well, who was a wonder kid. So you consider we have a wonder kid there, Susnik, who's a wonder kid, and Beckett, who's a wonder kid. Three of our back four is not a wonder kid anymore, but he was a wonder kid when we signed him. We've got a really, really good young sort of setup at the back. Thompson, who of course can play at right back as well. Idan Iwan, who we saw there last year playing for the Wags. Dewey Moore, who can play there. We might even though he's left-footed, use him a little bit more at right back. And goalkeeper, we have two really good ones in Thiel, and I think Korea, who I'm not sure who's going to be number one choice. We'll let them battle it out over the course of the season. Another wonder kid there, though, in Korea. And McCarthy, who is the main Wags goalkeeper and the number 3 for this season. So that's the team that we've got. Obviously, window is still open. Let me know what you think. I think we've got a really, really good-looking attacking bunch. I really actually think we have quite a good team. I'm excited for it. We just need the players to stay that kind of want to leave right now. If you have enjoyed this, guys, please do hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. We'll get the season underway against Astana in the Champions League. Oh, we're going to see some new faces in that one. Take care.